Sponsored by Shenanigans Sports Pub.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Happy Friday. It's almost the weekend. And welcome to Mashy fans, Niblick fans, and 19th hole fans. We're talking about the British Open. I couldn't figure out a third item that is Gorse and Heather, but that's not a golf club. That's the stuff that they're supposed to land in at the British Open, which is underway. And we're going to go a little sports heavy today on the Lunchbox.
Oh, nice.
We've been pigging out all week, but I do have a lot of food stuff. But here we are. It's a Friday pre-weekend edition of the Lunchbox. On the streaming channels, SoFla Live on Facebook and YouTube, going from 12 to 1 on your weekdays. And then, of course, we're playing the show at night on the WWNN Oldies South Florida Radio Network, across your radio dial on the FM channels, 95.3, 95.9, 96.9, and 106.9 up and down the coast, along with 1470 AM. All right, we're done with the show. That's it. It's all over. But
a lot of affiliations there, Mayo. I mean,
I know, it's good.
An eagle here when we have to rattle off all the things he's associated with.
I feel like one of those heavyweight contenders that has all the different boxing belts, the WA, the WBC, the UFC. All right, Jeff Defo, DeForest, Mike Lubie, Lubitz, here we are. How are you today, gentlemen?
I'm good. I would imagine Lubie's also good since he snuffed down that hot dog before you guys had a chance to eat it yesterday at the Bank Shack. And that looked like a lot of fun. I mean, I was only with you guys for the first segment. I understand the owner was a hoot, and it sounded like you guys were having nothing but a great time. What was your official review? I know we talked about it this morning on the Defo show, but what did you think, Mike Mayo, overall as the Gambling Gourmet?
My official review is, first of all, I love Jason Hadley. He's the proprietor, owner of the Bank Shack in Hollywood, where we visited yesterday with Nikki Mohan and the Visit Lauderdale crew. I loved his vibe. I listened back to the show on the radio stream last night. That dude sounds really good. He's a really effective communicator. No surprise that he used to be a salesman before he got into the food game. I like his bang dips. I like some of the combinations. I think he should be doing summertime, maybe adding more like salad items. He has a bowl that has it over rice, but I'd really like to have the bang dips over more like vegetable, like salady things. The pasta is a good winter dish.
Did you get hit in the head with a brick or something yesterday? All of a sudden, you're eating yogurt on the show this morning. I mean, this is a guy that has, pasta fazool for breakfast, with Dick's team. But now you're talking about more salads, and what is that? That's leftover Skyline in a frozen tub. Nice.
It's just a little cold spaghetti, a little cold angel hair, and we'll get the show rolling.
Where'd you get this? Where'd you get this from?
My refrigerator.
You made it?
Well, the other night, I made a little pasta in between all my grazing around all the restaurants for a meal, and sometimes I just like a simple pasta. You could feed me a little pasta every day, and I'm a happy camper. I don't know what your
I love cold spaghetti too. I mean, I really do. I had some left over from Serafina. They had a linguine, nice little sauce, and actually, it's true once in a while. I mean, it's not any denigration towards the dish originally served, but a lot of times, I'll have like Italian leftovers, and it's even better cold the next day.
Love it. Yeah. I love the cold pizza. I love the cold pasta, and.
Let me ask you about that. It's so funny when I find a lot of the time when it comes to like a matzo ball soup or a sauce, that it is better the next day. Like, is there anything to that when it comes to
yes,
like, it comes together?
I will give you the culinary scientific reason, because things get to congeal and sit in the fridge, and then it like kind of absorbs it, like the spaghetti actually absorbs some of the pasta sauces and stuff like that. And you find the same thing with like some of the Chinese noodles and the lo meins and things like that. I love it cold. I think particularly in summertime, we don't have enough cold dishes on menus here. Obviously there's salads and sushi and things like that, but I'd love to see places that have more gazpachos and even like more of these cold noodle salads. Back when I was in Japan for the Olympics, one of the great dishes and even though it's winter, I would eat it there. Is these cold soba noodles, which is like noodles made out of buckwheat, very healthy, and you would dip them in this little kind of it wasn't quite a soy sauce, but it's similar. And yeah, cold noodles dunked in a little tangy umami sauce is good, and especially this time of year. But getting back to Defo, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
getting back to Lubie
Lubie.
at he was so well behaved at Jackson's last week, and cutting me off a little bit of hot dog, bringing it over. And yesterday, we get done with the show, and the hot dog is sitting there with the bang dip on it. It looked really good. I wanted to try
That was like the star
combination.
piece, wasn't it? I mean, wasn't that the
It-
big thing they have there?
Yeah, well, the nachos were spectacular.
All
The bang nachos, a perfect match of like having that chicken dip, a little bit spicy and all kinds of flavors with the beans, but the dog, and it's National Hot Dog Month, and I feel it's my duty as the gambling gourmet and official admin of Let's Eat South Florida to eat all the different hot dogs I can during National Hot Dog Month. And I go off after the show ends. The hot dog is there. I go to talk to Jason and Necky for a little bit, and next thing I know, I come back, it's all gone. It's in Lubie's belly, and I
The
guess
whole thing. That
it
thing was giant.
good.
Also, I mean,
Have
that
the
was
hot
like
dog.
a double foot long, wasn't it?
No, it was a
Did-
regular little hot dog. Nikki
It was
ate
yeah.
half the hot dog.
She
and
did when during the
she
show.
ate half the hot dog. Yeah. That's why when I was sort of not making fun of her, relishing in how much she enjoys eating on air, she ripped half and half the hot dog. So it was
I'm
sitting.
very proud of her.
Yeah,
I'm
she
very
does.
proud of her because she is like she's one of us, Defo.
Yeah.
She is like wearing her stretchy clothes. She is like scarfing down on the air, and she's talking about how she had a gambling problem. I think she might have been serious about being in GA, and she can't be around the racetrack and like betting exactas and trifectas when she was 10 years old with her dad, which is kind of kind of warms my heart a little bit.
I fall more in love with this woman every week. I really do. I'm gonna have to start showing up for these events. I mean, they're a little out of the way here, considering I usually try to squeeze in the walk of life at that hour. But yeah, Nikki Mohan just lights it up, and what an engaging, warm personality too.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's
you
great.
can't help but like this woman. She was that way on the news, and
She's a pro.
Adds a great element to the Mike Mayo
She's
Lunchbox. That's for
She's
sure.
a pro. I'm so glad that we were able to join forces with Visit Lauderdale. She's obviously a key hire for them over at the Greater Fort Lauderdale Convention and Visitors Bureau, and getting Nikki Mohan on their team full time as one of their community outreach people, and just going out and about and letting the visitors know that there's this whole world out there. And
I need a job like that. I really do at this point in my life. Man, you do too. Maybe Lubie. Could we all become ambassadors for Fort Lauderdale and just go to various restaurants and we get involved with the people there, and everybody loves us because we're bringing customers and money and good cheer and
as
good
soon
vibes.
as we're going to be taking that Best of Local app all over the place, including
All right.
Lauderdale. And as soon as we get Best of Fort Lauderdale up and running, we're still obviously in the tuning stages, the beta testing. Got Best of Delray Beach up and running, and then we'll be the official ambassadors of all the different best ofs. So that's that. It's a good
Lauderdale
gig.
by the Sea. That's my turf. My
Turf. All
You can
right.
even combine it with Pompano Beach, which
Yeah,
the
we're
areas,
going to do
in my
the
estimation, are one and the same.
Northeast. We
Yeah.
get Lauderdale by the Sea and Pompano and Deerfield and one. There's all kinds of areas.
I'll take
to
Lighthouse
conquer.
Point while you're at it. Also, a lot of good
Sure,
restaurants
we'll
there.
throw that in there.
Yeah.
A lot of Trump supporters there, but that's okay.
I
every
can
time
dodge
I-
those guys. Yeah.
No politics today. We're just
Yeah.
going to be talking sports. But anyway, Neki is she's great to work with, and so happy that we get to do that once a week. Next week, we're trying to line up another ice cream shop, because actually Sunday this week is the official National Ice Cream Day. I know it's the whole month too.
That would be your third ice cream oriented place,
how much
though, in like the last
and
4 weeks.
do you-
Come
I
on,
know
man.
it's a little crazy. Maybe we
Yeah.
should be diversifying, but there is a place out in Miramar.
How about some
that's
Indian food? I mean, anything.
Yesterday was Bastille Day, and that I kind of
Yeah.
dropped the ball, or I dropped the croissant on that one, because
Where are the French restaurants, Mike Mayo? I mean, there was a
That
place.
is-
There was a place on Federal Highway that was very popular.
Sage.
think it's still there.
The Left Bank. There was the
Sage,
Left
yeah.
Bank.
Sage is
There
gone.
was Chez Jean Pierre. You remember the movie a while back, Who's Killing the Great Chefs of Europe? Well, it's
Yeah, good title.
the local version is who's killing all the French restaurants of South Florida, because it seems like, once upon a time,
That was the
anytime
most
you had
popular,
it,
wasn't it? I mean, French
well,
restaurants were number one.
especially for,
Yeah.
date nights or anniversaries, you'd always take, your better half to a snooty French restaurant and,
Right.
get the condescending look from the waiter when you order the wine that was the cheapest on the wine list. And, but,
Well, and the
now
other thing was, the guy would turn around after giving you the sophisticated French accented presentation and say, 2 coq au vins for these guys, right? To the chef.
no, they would say, couple of chickens up.
I worked for some French chefs. I worked in a restaurant that had a French chef a couple of times, actually, once in a country club and then once in a restaurant, a small restaurant in L.A. Had very, very nice food. And, those guys were dead serious. And it's true. I mean, there were more French restaurants than Chinese at one time. And
No,
now it's hard to find them.
it used to be the dominant restaurants were basically Italian and French, for
Yeah.
sit down formal meals. And the French, I guess it's just times change and styles change. And remember the days when you go to a fancy French restaurant and if you were going with a date or your wife, they would hand menus that did not have any prices to the women.
Oh,
And how
that's
chauvinistic
obnoxious,
is that?
Right.
But that was what they did back in the day, because they just automatically assumed that the male was going to be picking up the whole tab, and it was considered gauche to hand any kind of a menu that had any kind of commerce or prices to the woman.
Yeah.
And it would, I guess, also encourage them maybe to not be cost conscious and order, the rack of lamb or the lobster thermidor or whatever.
You know how when sometimes they show like a legal document and they have like a lot of stuff blacked out because they can't really expose that to the public. I would black out the more expensive items in that situation and just put a dark line through them.
Through the whole item. Okay.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
opposed to, and again,
just
now, of
put
course,
market price though would be even
right.
worse. I mean, in that
MP
situation,
is what they do on most items of the expensive variety at every.
What would you
restaurant.
order at a French restaurant at Mike Mayo as a French restaurant connoisseur? What
so
would be your go-to item?
Yesterday was Bastille Day, and
Yeah.
I've got 2 French restaurants in mind that I usually go to. Kind of more not casual, but just really cozy and accessible is Escargot Bistro. It's in that same plaza on Commercial Boulevard,
Yeah.
next to Thai Spice. And it's funny because I've never been to Thai Spice, yet I've been numerous times to Escargot Bistro. And
Gets
it's
good
run-
reviews on Let's Eat South Florida.
Yeah,
Really good.
and I reviewed it formerly for the Sun Sentinel back when I was the dining critic and gave it high praise because run by a lovely French couple, and it has this. I would call it, that it's not the hot cuisine, the little tiny portion. It's like, what do they call it? It's a bistro. It's like not peasant food, but just like more hearty, substantial
Real
stuff,
food,
like the beef bourguignon over the egg noodles. They have all these different snail dishes that they, because it's called Escargot Bistro. They have a whole section of the menu that is just escargot, classic varieties, and put it in a puff pastry, crepe, and all these things. But it's just a really well-run establishment, and everybody who goes there, I really haven't heard a bad word about it. And then the other fancier one is up in Boca Raton. It's called La Nouvelle Maison. It used to be La Maison something else, and it got bought and new ownership, and they revamped it. It's an old house there. A little bit snootier, a little bit more, upscale, but also good French food for occasions. If you're going out for an anniversary. Now, what would I order? I like pâtés, and I like French onion soup. And by the way, Escargot Bistro has by far the best onion soup that I've had in South Florida. Puts a little cognac in there along with that simmered beef broth and the onions that get it's just good stuff with the Gruyere cheese on top. And I'll eat that all year long, including the summertime. So yeah. And then, coq au vin is always good. The chicken dish is good. Some fish dishes. He does a nice Dover sole presentation there, and it's not as expensive as I find on the beach. So yeah, Escargot Bistro is my spot.
All right. Very good.
There's a place on Commercial talking about that we went a couple of times called Frenchie's Table. And it's
cheese table.
Really small. I feel like it's kind of place Defo. Like it's really small, quaint, and they're really friendly. You do have to make reservations because there's like 8 tables or 10 tables in the place, and they're always full. But they do a really good job, and they do like a 3-course menu. Like when you're in France, you get the appetizer, the main, and then a dessert for like $30 to $40. to do the early bird. They actually have
Oh,
an
yeah.
early bird.
The-
And they do a
the,
really
uh,
good job. Like, we went a couple of times. We went with Shirley's parents, and then we went ourselves for like a special occasion. And they do a really nice job, and it was really good. They had the escargot with the whole thing. Really enjoyed it. And that's on commercial.
So I don't know why it fell out of flavor. Again, a lot of kids today, they don't even want to sit down at restaurants. I forgot who we were talking with, but it's just I was talking with somebody earlier today that just the trend in restaurants is, again, it's more gravitating towards takeout and delivery because that's what these kids want, instant gratification, and these like not even what they call the fast service where you just go in, you order at a counter, and then you could eat there or not. And the bottom line is some of this more stuffy formal dining is falling by the wayside.
Wow.
Among the younger generations. That makes me sad. I don't know what's going to happen for the future because I like going in and you have a nice a meal and you could actually sit down and have a discussion, a conversation instead of just looking at your phone the whole time. And so you mentioned that other place, Frenchie's. There's also a place called Rendezvous, is kind of a type, almost like a diner. That's also, I think it's on, I don't know if it's Oakland Park Boulevard or Commercial Boulevard, but that's a good one. And then out west in Cooper City, there's a place called La Brochette that's run by a Lebanese chef who spent a lot of time training in Paris. So it's kind of a French menu, but also has even Lebanese touches. So I said with sports today, let's talk British Open. Run down your sheets and give me your Defo. Are all your players
what are you going to
blowing
do? It's wide open, the whole thing. But I have three guys that are really dogging it, and I don't know what's happening with DeChambeau. He was one over for the day through like 12 holes, which every other golfer out there today is crushing it. And so it's very much undecided. But you can't afford to have 3 or 4 guys that are way out of contention. So even if they make the cut. So it looks like the cut's going to be even. I had 3 guys hovering around even. I've seen nothing of Tommy Fleetwood Mac. He looks like the guy that's going to destroy me. I think Shane Lowry probably will make the cut, but that 2-footer that he just missed for Eagle, particularly aggravating, would have put him at 2 under. And Morikawa, the defending champion, not doing much. I got 3 guys at the top with McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, and Scotty Scheffler. So at that, those 3 guys are fine. It's the other 4 now that are the problem. And when you can't find them on a leaderboard and they flip the page a few times, it's never an encouraging sign.
Well,
so
so this thing that you bet, I guess it's like a pool where you have to pick one and they have to beat and you got all these different columns. And I feel like I'm at the old Chinese restaurant on a Sunday. You got to pick one from column A and one from column B. And
well, it makes for tough choices, like it would at a Chinese restaurant. Do you want the Mugu Gai Pan or you want to go with the General Chow's chicken? I mean,
if you say Mugu Gai Pan in front of Dick Steen, he'll just hit the wall. He hates that dish. I don't know. He
really? I don't know that I've even ever tried it, but I mean, it's the first thing that comes to mind.
I think it's chicken and mushrooms. Is that what it is? It's just like a chicken
possible.
and mushroom.
I don't know. Yeah. I did want to say one thing about the Sage, and I don't know if they still do this. I'm assuming maybe they have the same. Oh, they're done.
They're done.
Sage?
Sage on Federal Highway in
Federal Highway. Done.
Yeah.
Wow. What is it now? A taco stand? What happened to it?
There is.
It was good. They had a nice 2-for-1 entree deal going on. I think a couple of nights a week, like Tropical Acres does with the half-price wine night, and the 2-for-1 entree, very popular. And I'd been there many, many times, and I always found it to be a very good restaurant. It's unfortunate that they're no longer here.
I don't know. I don't know if it was at the beginning of COVID or right before that. Again, the guy who ran it for a long time, whose name escapes me now because my 56-year-old brain is not working. But one of the interesting fun facts is, who used to be one of the chefs there, one of the executive chefs at Sage?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, good.
Michelle Bernstein. She started there. She was washing dishes at Sage, and then
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you one clue: stuffed veal chop.
Oh, get out of here,
Joey Esposito. Again, he used to work back of the house. He used to be a chef at Sage when it first
I didn't realize that. I
Yeah,
thought Joey was
and-
just an entrepreneur restaurant
No,
owner. He knew a lot
no.
about food.
He has he can cook. He comes from
wow.
a culinary background. Same thing with our guy Pat Utter. He used to be in the kitchen at places like Martha's Supper Club in Hollywood.
I loved
before
Martha's. That
he
was great.
Branched out, and then he went front of the house, and he used to have to wear Armani suits. He was the maitre d' before he struck out on his own and opened Shenanigans. I spent some time with Patrick yesterday because
Nice.
they're getting ready for their big 30th anniversary coming up on the original the west side, that TY Park where you used to go with your son Jesse after basketball games. August, I forget the exact date, but August of '92 is when he opened that place, and they're going on 30 years, so they're going to be having a big bash there. Yeah,
I was there at the
that.
beginning. I didn't realize it had just
Yeah.
opened. But I was there at like 30 years ago. That 92, that was around the time that I first spent a lot of time at Shenanigans. And it was a go-to spot for me. And I never was dissatisfied. It was always great.
It's still a go-to spot. And then, yesterday I stopped in there. I had some lunch after having lunch.
After having lunch on the show.
Well, that's what they
Really?
call
No,
the
you didn't go right out over to Shenanigans and have lunch again.
Well, I didn't.
How are you alive, Mayo? Seriously, how are you even
my
still
pizza? When was
alive?
pizza?
Overeating must be affecting the blood flow to your brain, though.
I
At
don't
this
know.
point,
I could be
maybe that's
stroking
why you're
out at any
blanking on
time.
everything.
I
You
might have
can't be
had a
fried at
series.
56.
I might have had a series of mini strokes already, and I don't even know it. That's why what you don't know can't hurt you. But in any event, I had a fish sandwich there at Shenanigans.
Oh, that's great.
At the east side. He just got it off the boat for this yellowtail snapper. He put it on a little sandwich with the arugula and that aioli. Oh my God, it was so good. That fish was so sweet. But anyway, that's Shenanigans. We'll talk more about them leading up to the big celebration. They're going to have
Nice.
on August 20th is going to be their kind of full-time blowout on a Saturday night when the Dolphins are actually playing a home exhibition here against the Raiders. But they're going to be have all kinds of giveaways and shots to toast their 30th anniversary. So we love Pat Utter, and we also love Joey Esposito. And again, these guys that you don't think of, they actually came up through the ranks cooking. And
That's cool.
there's all these places around town that still have these great food finds, and that's what we love to do with the folks from Lauderdale's and Visit Lauderdale. And this summer, all summer long, you could go out and about and find these great savings on food and drinks and at some of these breweries around town. And you could also find other great deals on hotels, attractions, spas, and more. Again, so you could start planning your summer getaway online at visitlauderdale.com/deals to see the ways you can save. In Greater Fort Lauderdale, there are great hotel deals, I think, from luxury beach resorts, family-friendly suites, and you could shop Lauderdale's for like kids attractions. If you're looking for the kids, give them something to do, buy them one of these passes. You go to Flamingo Gardens and Butterfly World. And if you're a Florida resident, like we all are, first responder, not me, or in the military, I was an Eagle Scout, but never in the military, but you can find more deals just for you. So again, go onto the Lauderdale's now, go find what you need to plan your best summer ever at visitlauderdale.com/deals. The Greater Fort Lauderdale area, Visit Lauderdale. It's all out there waiting for you.
A lot of fun. A couple of items. If you don't have Cameron Smith, you might want to rip up your tickets right now. The guy's on fire, 8 under through 13 and 13 under for the tournament. That's going to make it rough with my guys staggering around there at the bottom. And then as far as escargot goes, and this is not a shill job, and I'm not a huge escargot guy. I mean, I don't go out of my way to eat it, Mike Mayo, but I will try it. Used to like it at the French restaurants like the Sage. And among the best escargot that I've ever had, and they do it a little bit differently, is the Café Seville variety of escargot. And the Mustang likes escargot, so she'll want to order it. And whenever we go to the Seville, we usually end up, torn between the shrimp Vallejo and the escargot. And I don't mind it if we end up with the escargot because even though it's not my number one thing, they do a great job with it there at the Café Seville.
Yeah, there are no wrong answers at cafes. Almost like everything I've had on the menu there is fantastic.
We don't want any of that stuff going down the wrong chute there, Mike Mayo, because you haven't covered that yet on the air. And it happens to me once in a while when I'm drinking something. A little dot will go down the wrong chute, and that's it. It's over. All right, coming back with more. Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on a Friday continues in a moment.
Hey, it's Mike Mayo here for my friends at Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, 2500 Griffin Road, just west of 95 in Dania and Fort Lauderdale. They've been there a long time, over 70 years, the Studiali family. They know how to take care of you. They have steaks, seafood, and so much more. It's old school hospitality in a relaxed, nice setting. They have the bar. They have Monday, Tuesday half price wine night. They have all kinds of great specials. And they also have a butcher shop now that you could buy your meats anytime, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Throw it on the grill at home. They're great cuts of meat like the filet mignon, 10-ounce barrel cut, all kinds of goodies there. And, of course, the dining room, it can't be beat. They have the early bird special every day at 4:30 to 5:30. They're open daily except Sunday until 10 p.m., Monday through Saturday. Go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and tell them Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like pizza? I mean, who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. A little bit hard to find in that Riverside Park neighborhood, but totally easy to love. They've got Connecticut New Haven style of pizza in a wood-fired brick oven. It's run by a team of Wade and Reese. They opened about a year ago. It's a great place. Great pizzas, subs like chicken parms, meatball appetizers, salads. Very relaxed setting, casual, outdoors, all outdoors, picnic tables. You won't even feel like you're in Fort Lauderdale. Go there. They have pickup, takeout. Call 754-779-7788. That's 754-779-7788. Pizza Spot. They're open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch and dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them that Mike Mayo and Defo sent you.
And we're back on a Friday edition of the Lunchbox with Defo and Lubie. We're having some fun. We're talking a little bit British Open, which I have not watched really one whack of the club yet. But this weekend I'll be paying attention. And wanted to talk a little bit about what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to be eating. What a surprise! What a surprise!
Now, will you eat before you become a judge at the burger thing?
No. Well, tomorrow. Okay, so I am.
You skip breakfast.
I am.
How
I
do
am
you approach it?
judging a big event. It's called the Boca Burger Battle, and there are still tickets remaining. And you could go online to Boca Burger. Yeah, that's a mouthful. BocaBurgerBattle.com, and you can still get some tickets to chow down. There's going to be a total, I believe, 11 different establishments and chefs competing in this thing. And to answer your question is, no, tomorrow I will go very light, maybe have a little bite of salad at some point in the early part of the day, and then
we should have some canned laughter when you make statements like that here on the show. You know you're going to be eating like half of a pizza from the Pizza Spot that you have in the fridge or whatever.
No, we ate it all. I forgot to tell you. Yeah, no, last night I was mentioning on your morning show, I'm in a really giddy mood because I had just a fantastic night, with my daughter and another family and friends. They're getting ready to go on vacation up to the north to of all places, but we all congregated and met. There was about 8 of us at the Pizza Spot, and it was great seeing Wade and Reese. I hadn't seen them in a few weeks, and I got the most perfect pepperoni pie. It just was like beautiful. And I was saying, and Jim Sarney, because I posted a picture of it on the Let's Eat South Florida group. And John Sarney, of course, trying to like stir trouble. Is like, oh well, is it better than Costas? And it's like, look, we love Costas Greek pizza, and then he has the Greek food, and we're going to be out there on Tuesday, and he has the cup pepperoni. And I also love the Pizza Spot because it's just like I was saying, food love is not a zero sum game. It's not like you only have so much you can like and say, oh, all of my love has to go to this, and then I have to denigrate that one. No. I mean, I love both. It's great, and both of them do a fantastic job. But this pizza last night, I posted pictures of it on my Instagram account and at Mike Mayo Eats, along with the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. It was just like the most perfect looking pepperoni pizza, and it also had the great, perfect doneness, a little bit of the char on the edges and the crunchiness, and the pepperoni had a little bit of the zing. I'm rhapsodizing here, Defo. I'm sorry. You go ahead. Stop me at any time. Yeah, I probably will eat a lot before.
I don't mind. I love when you get descriptive about this stuff. I mean, it takes you back to your writing days and your roots there at the Sun Sentinel. I would say this. Both are excellent. That's really true. I mean, when I went to the pizza spot, I was overwhelmingly impressed with everything, and everything was fantastic. I really liked, actually, I think we had ordered, which is odd considering you were part of the group, some kind of vegetable pie. Also, I'm not sure if that was in deference to Joe Casal or somebody else
Yeah,
that
no,
was
I like
a
he
little
has
more
a
health conscious, but. And that I remember being just absolutely fantastic, and of course the pepperoni was great.
Yep.
But Costa's, impressed me immensely as well. And people are always complaining they can't get New York style pizza, but you don't necessarily need to find that to get excellent pizza here. And I think that's something you've talked about this before, where get off the stigma about I have to find something that was exactly like it was from my distant past and get with it. I mean, there's just a lot of good stuff going on here in South Florida, and those two places knock it out of the park when it comes to any kind of pizza.
Yeah, no, and again, that meal last night, I mean, we started with the meatballs, and they were like a perfect batch of meatballs, nice and soft with a dollop of the ricotta cheese, and had some salads because I do like having a little vegetables in my system every now and then. And then we went into the main event, which is all these different pizzas. So my daughter and some of her friends like that buffalo chicken pie, which it kind of spreads
Oh, yeah.
around, and that it's very saucy and a spread with like a gorgonzola cream sauce, and not my style, but it's really good if you're into that sort of thing. I'm a pizza traditionalist, so we had straight pepperoni, straight up cheese, and
Nice.
one of those chickens, and that was great. It's good getting back there. And again, I know it's a little hot this time of year, but you sit out there. We actually had a thunderstorm come through, and there's no better feeling when you get that crackle of the thunder and the lightning coming through, the rain, and instantaneously when you're sitting there, you feel the temperature to drop like 15, 20 degrees.
That's what you need. Yeah.
And it used to happen every afternoon. I don't know if this is another global warming thing, but
It doesn't rain anymore in Florida.
it doesn't
raining at
rain
all.
anymore east. I don't know if it
Yeah.
still happens at the edge of the
It ain't raining by me.
Ron
Doesn't rain.
Ron DeSantis has ruled that it shall not rain again.
There is no COVID,
He
and
just
there
signed
shall
a
be
bill,
no more
there'll be
thunderstorms.
no rain in Florida. We don't need
Yeah.
it. We don't need to grow any oranges.
It's
Nothing.
bizarre because
Yeah.
I remember when I first covered Dolphins camp out at St. Thomas University.
How
Every
about
day,
Calder
like
Race
clockwork.
Course? How about Calder?
Calder Race Course. There was
Yeah.
that one big thundercloud that would just come out every day, like between
3:30,
and
4 o'clock.
yeah,
Yeah.
3:30, and it would just wash out the track, and like you couldn't see. You could, I mean,
You can
and
see the
that's
black
just
cloud coming if you're on that upper deck area there, the so-called sunroof, which I spent a lot of time at because you could smoke weed out there. And then, that dark cloud would come. And I spent a lot of time there. I actually had an office at Calder because we were making horse racing shows, the replays of the races. So I was there all day. And you could set your watch to the lightning. I always thought, and I suggested this to Kenny, no, he didn't really find it as humorous as I did, that they run as a promotion Lightning Rod Cap Day. Because really, if you were standing by the rail or outside anywhere, there was a pretty good chance you were going to get struck by lightning if you were standing out there at Calder Race Course. It was right there in the lightning belt where the most massive amounts of rain came. But that's not been happening anymore. It's been dry as a bone out there.
It's weird.
No, it's weird, and it's also the same thing. Like we're seeing the British Open. It's not looking like the British Open anymore. It's looking like the Bay Hill Classic in Orlando. Like soft conditions and
John Deere.
It's just and and I guess like I was saying this morning. I guess I don't know where you're going to move it to find some really extreme weather. Maybe you have to move it up to the North Pole, and soon we're going to be drinking wine from Manitoba instead of Napa and all that because things definitely are changing. But hey, you mentioned Calder, and that's gone. But Saratoga's in full flight. Yesterday it started.
Yes.
I
Did
put
you
a
bet
couple
some
of bets
horses
down
yesterday? Yeah.
I did,
Any luck?
and nothing went well yesterday. But that's okay.
Did you
I
eat up
still
all of that
have-
829 that you had from the
No,
carryover
it's not all
jackpot
gone
from
again.
Belmont?
I
No.
siphoned up profits, went into my bank account, and left the original 200, which is now down to 100 going into the weekend. So
Oh, okay. Only
not a
down
good day.
stick.
I
Not
tried.
bad. Yeah.
I tried to hit that late pick 5, and then it blew up. There was a 20, what was it, like a 35.
It was a $90
to the first
horse in
leg.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. It was that was not a good start. But anyway, that's what happens at Saratoga. But I wanted to talk about the this new horse racing integrity act. We haven't really discussed it anywhere.
Did you know
and
this, though,
what it
before you
means-
get going with that? Sarni pointed out this is National Horse Day. It's
Oh,
National,
I didn't
like,
read
Hug a
my
Horse
Sarni
Day or
note.
something. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Always
perfect.
important to read
So
the notes
perfect.
before you do the column. And, this this happens, and I asked him if he passed it along to you because I thought this is something that you and I could warmly embrace, National Horse Day.
I do. I will
Yeah.
warmly embrace it by contributing to
You
the
seem
Paramount
overwhelmed
Show
by the
Boom.
sentiment
A
of
lot.
National
It's a lot.
Horse Day, right? Like all of a sudden, you
What do you want
realize
me to
that
do? Watch
you're
like
going to be
Black
compelled
Velvet?
to go to the track.
You have to go to the track.
You have to go to the
Well,
track. What are you talking about?
I got
Celebrate.
work on the app. I got Zoom meetings. It's going to be tomorrow.
Blow
I'll
it all
celebrate
off,
one
I
day
mean,
late.
yeah.
Yeah. Why, you going up there? Maybe. We'll
Of course.
see. My arm
what
could
do you
always
think I'm
be
gonna do?
twisted.
Sit home? Yeah.
Bad
No.
influence
Hey,
always.
we'll talk more horses. You triggered something in me. Tropical Acres Steakhouse, of course. Sam
Yes.
Studiali, the late great Sam Studiali, big horse player, sponsored a racing show, I think, a while back. And,
Bob Savage. Let's see the races. So it was one of the first
Yeah.
things I caught when I was down here. And actually, Savage used to do the replays in the morning on a thing called On TV. How prehistoric is that? And then when the scene shifted and they started to have regional cable systems, my buddy Mike and I happened to be doing a lot of horse racing stuff, and they were looking for producers. We got lucky. We found a guy that was running the network before the network got started, and that's how we ended up for many years. I think we did it for 5 or 6 years, doing the replay show on Sunshine Network every night at 6:30. Which was a real asset for the horse players. I mean, because you didn't have TVG, and that was the best way to, you
Get
could
the
come
recap.
home, and if you had
Yeah.
made some bets, you could watch the races as if
Watch
you
it.
were seeing them live. It was great.
And there was no spoiler alert. And you couldn't find any results on the phones or on the internet because there was no internet or smartphones. So those were the days. And now
Al Gore
Jack's-
hadn't gone to work yet and
Yeah.
discovered that thing. Yeah.
Jack Studiali is now running the show. It's 3 generations have been involved with Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, and you got Jack. I saw him earlier this week, and his sons Joe and Jackson. You go in there, and of course, tonight is a Friday, which means they still have the $35 Twin Lobster special going tonight. Every Monday through Friday during the summer, you get 2 big live Maine lobsters that will be steamed and brought out to you along with a salad and a side dish for $35. You can't beat the deal. And sure enough, Defo, I'm saying about never rains anymore. It started
It's
to
raining?
pour right
Oh,
here
yeah?
in Dania
Oh, good.
Beach
We need it.
because they're ruining my plans. One of the things I picked up at Tropical Acres at the butcher shop the other day was a little petite filet mignon for my mom.
Oh,
She
sweet.
loves those filet mignons, and I was going to
Nice.
grill it up for her after the show. And hopefully the rain will stop, so I'll be able to, throw that little petite filet on the grill. They again, the butcher shop is open every day but Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you could get your stuff and cook it at home. Better yet, go in there when the dining room opens at 4:30 for the early bird for the first hour and happy hour in the bar for the first 2 hours. You could go in there on Monday, Tuesday for half price wine night. I got to get you guys in there soon. I've got to settle this Panthers bet. And we'll do that soon.
Before next season would be.
Well, when I
guess,
finish my kids' basketball season, my
appropriate. Yeah.
open up and it's done in 2
Okay.
weeks.
Yeah.
That's what
On a rainy night when the Defo can't play any tennis, if that happens.
Well, I
and,
mean, if you weren't holding this contingent on half price wine night, what if we just have some cocktails and don't drink any wine that night?
I was telling Jack
that's a cheesy consideration that we
Jack-
have to go on a Monday or a Tuesday, Mayo. Come on, we won the bet.
but I'm trying to take it easy on myself, and I like. The
I
wine.
understand that. No,
I
and
wanna-
I appreciate that.
I want to feed you guys properly. And Jack was saying the other day he's dying to meet Lubie. He didn't get to meet Lubie and Shirley.
Oh, yeah?
when, they brought him in there. Yeah, and he's just saying I love his voice. It's great. And
someone does.
so Jack is dying to meet everybody. And I was actually floating the idea is like, well, if we come in on a Wednesday, Thursday, can I still get the half price wine? And he kind of just looked away. That's all.
Cheap SOB, Mayo. All the freebies, all the comps.
It's so in with us.
How many times has he picked up your table's check?
Exactly.
You're trying to
He's a
shave
big
$20 off a bottle of
Oh
wine.
my God.
Unbelievable.
I am being a little bit of a schnorrer there, so
yeah.
I
mean,
apologize.
your roots are coming out. I don't want to get into any kind of ugliness on ethnic slurs or anything. But
Anyway, the
geez.
bottom line is we're going to get there soon, and all of you out there listening and watching should also check out Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road, just west of 95 in the airport in Old Dania Beach. Check it out. You'll definitely leave satisfied, and and again, not too much lighter in the wallet because they do have great deals there, great value.
As my buddy the Polyman would say, it's a great joint. It really is. It's just absolutely fantastic. You don't survive 72 years or 73 years without being really good at what you do. And always a good vibe in there, too. And, as we say, Jack exudes class, Jack Studiali. He really does, doesn't he? Like, you think
He
to yourself,
does.
geez, I should be more like this guy in my presentation of myself.
Classy
Instead of some
individual.
slovenly clown with a T-shirt on all the time. But, he's great, and it's always great to go there. So we're looking forward to the payoff, Tropical Acres. We'll try, you have to hope that the climate changes for the worse and, that we have rain on a Monday or Tuesday, Mike Mayo, and then we'll do it impromptu.
It is pouring here. I hope the internet doesn't go out.
All right, right. We're coming back with more in a moment, unless, Mike gets knocked out of the show, in which case Lubie and I will talk about that hot dog that he ate before anybody had a chance to see it at the Bang Shack yesterday. Back in a moment with more.
Hey, when people come to me and say, Mike, where's a great place for dinner? I got friends visiting from out of town. Where am I going to take them? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It is a Fort Lauderdale perennial. They serve the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly setting. Service there is impeccable. Joey Esposito and his better half, Sally, they've been running the place for more than 2 decades. It's been there since the 1980s. It has some great food. They just recently expanded. They have a great bar. You could sit there if you're by yourself. You go in there with a date or your better half, and you can have a nice, cozy table for 2. You can go in with a big group and have a great festive time. They have great sangria. They have paella. They have shrimp with garlic sauce. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. It's open Monday through Saturday at 5 p.m. for dinner. They are closed on Sundays, but please go to Cafe Seville. You won't be disappointed. Tell them Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like wings? Do you like burgers? Do you like ribs? Do you like late night food? All this and more at Shenanigans. There's 2 locations. East side is at 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. And then there's the original in Hollywood, right across from TY Park on Sheridan Street. Pat Utter and his crew, they've been doing it a long time, almost 30 years, and they do a great job. It's a neighborhood place with a casual feel, really good food, good value. They have drink specials every day, beer, coldest on draft. Anytime that you want, the late night food, the kitchen is going until past midnight, both locations. They have outdoor dining if you need it too. Shenanigans is my place to go. You could also call up for pickup right through a drive-through window on the east side. That's at 954-923-3008, 954-923-3008 for your takeout, pickup. Go to Shenanigans and tell them Mayo and Defo sent you.
And we're back on the Lunchbox. It's almost the weekend. I'm Mike Mayo here with Jeff Defo DeForest and Mike Lubie Lubitz. It is pouring raining in Dania Beach. Just when I was saying it never rains in Florida anymore because that's how it works. But it's good. My pool needs it, and I don't have to rack up the water bill by having to put the hose in there. That adds up too, Defo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cameron Smith has gone insane. What is going on with Cameron Smith? Wasn't he like around even to start today? Like what the hell day?
No, he was 5 under starting today. He's 8 under right now
for
the round. Still with a couple of holes to play. He's just striping it, and he's making every putt. The guy's been a monster so far today. A lot of guys had great rounds in the second round. There was even more lights out scoring than we saw on the first day, which already was kind of exceptional for British Open standards. The conditions are, as you like to describe them, Mike Mayo. I know you like to use medical terminology when writing golf. They're benign, my friend. Very
benign. Docile.
Yes, they're benign.
Docile.
Yeah.
So
the equation of golf to cancer, I don't know that I really, buy that as the vernacular of the sport. I mean, does it have to be that? It couldn't just be they have very calm conditions, easy playing conditions.
Well, I mean, it's weird because the opposite in golf, the opposite of benign is not like malignant. It's ferocious or tough. I don't know.
But this is a joke. What's going on there now? I mean, it really is, and it's unfortunate to have a few guys hovering around the cut line because that's going to eliminate me, I think, from any contention. Even though I have a few guys at the top. Is there are just so many players in the middle, that are like 4 or 5, 6 under par that Somebody has to have
Wait,
a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
I'm looking at my leaderboard now. I finally pulled it up, and I found it on the TV broadcast is on in my living room.
Yeah.
I was looking on Golf Channel. I was looking on ESPN. Silly me. It's on USA Network.
NBC,
Whatever.
USA Today. Yeah, they're spreading this around. Yeah.
Okay, but I see that now atop the leaderboards are two guys named Cameron.
Yes.
Which is like, what are the odds of that? There's Cameron
guys,
Smith,
Defo,
who sounds
God
like
of heaven,
Cameron
didn't
Parlay.
stop.
Yeah.
yeah,
1 and 1
that's the Muldoon. Remember, that's what they call it when the two horses has same
Yeah.
word in both horses' name. You always box those two horses. The
I
Muldoon
considered
theory.
using Cameron Smith, but I bombed with him in the U.S. Open. So I thought, well, geez, I don't want to ride this guy again. And he's blowing up. Now, it doesn't mean that somebody else can't rise up over the next couple of days and have a couple of monster rounds also. So the key there is to just get everybody to days 3 and 4. So I'm struggling with Colin Morikawa, who is not playing well in defense of his championship.
No, you got no shot with him. Cameron Smith.
No, I don't
sounds
need
like
him to win. I just need him to make the
He's
cut. I
the
mean,
cut.
they're all right hovering around. Lowry's 1 under. The cut line's supposed to be like even par.
Oh,
So I really need to at least get those guys to the next day to have any kind of a chance. And then, you have to hope that a couple of them go nuts after some very sedate rounds here in favorable conditions. I
So-
should be doing the broadcast, right? I mean, who needs Peter Alice with his, treacherous, lie, and it looks like it's bordering on doom. Forget about that.
now I'm
Just get me in
surprised that
there betting.
I've been to I covered the British Open a number of years, including at St. Andrews one time when John Daly beat Rocco Mediate in the playoff. It was a great tournament. But I'm
Yeah.
surprised you haven't asked me. Usually when we talk about sporting events, you ask me about the food scene in that town. And
Yes.
I noticed. I don't know if
I
it was
almost threw a
intentional.
shepherd's pie at the screen the other day. Saw
But
what was
I-
going on with Morikawa.
I've noticed that you haven't asked me about the St. Andrews food scene, which
Yeah, I mean,
I
what
would
is
have
it like
to.
over there? I mean, do they rob you blind? I mean, what's the deal?
Well,
They
is it
tend to be
surprising?
favorable. They like to feed people at the British Open, don't they? I mean,
Well,
they
we've
want you
always
to eat.
heard weird things about the United Kingdom and Great Britain's food. So, like, that's what I would ask. Actually, is it better than we've heard? Like, I've always heard negatives about the food.
No, because St. Andrews is basically it's a college town, small on the coast, a little bit north of Edinburgh, and it is really not much there except for some pubs. There's an Italian restaurant where, again, they jack up the prices like threefold during British Open week.
Oh,
and,
yeah. That's ugly. Yeah.
But I wouldn't describe it as a really good. You go into the pub, you drink, and you get yourself a steak and kidney pie, or maybe a shepherd's pie,
Steak
or
and kidney
the
pie?
bangers, and steak and kidney. It's not actual kidneys like the organ.
Is it
Kidneys-
kidney beans? I mean,
Yes.
what is it?
The
Sounds
kidney
like Hannibal
refers-
Lecter might order this thing with a
I was
nice.
gonna
Chianti.
Chianti,
You
yeah.
order with a nice. I forgot what even the draft. Scotland doesn't have its own beer anyway. They're all drinking Guinness and all the other British
Yeah.
things like Bastille.
Are
But,
you a fan of again? Oh, you like harsh
I
beers
do
like that?
I
yeah,
do
okay.
like. I like warm beer. When you're there,
Oh,
sometimes
God,
you get the
yeah,
warm
I
beer,
agree.
the ales, all those.
We're so
things.
opposite on that.
Newcastle ale. But I mean, it's not the hottest culinary scene there. So, you just make do with your bangers and mash or your sausage pasties, or, those little wrapped, like kind of puff pastry wrapped sausages is a big thing. British breakfasts are big. Whenever the hotel you stay at, they usually have
breakfast.
breakfast included. And that is pretty gross. And you don't want to do that with a hangover. Believe me, I've learned that the hard way. But it's with like the stewed tomatoes and the baked beans and,
Baked
some
beans. Wow,
poached
for breakfast.
eggs
Ooh.
and some nasty rancid bacon that like they don't even fully cook, and it's mostly well, whatever. We don't need to go there. It's not
So
like
you didn't like the food scene.
So then the
is what
food
you're saying.
sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
the drinking is great, the golf is spectacular, but don't go to St. Andrews for the food. You go
No,
to
thi-
Italy
this
for the
golf
food.
is a joke
Hey,
that they're playing here. I mean,
you know-
this is nothing like you would expect. It really isn't, Mike Mayo. So, I mean, you have to take it for what it is. Conditions, it's like the wind's blowing out at Wrigley. That's
You don't
pretty
want
much
to talk
the
horses
deal here.
today. You know what
Yeah.
I want to talk about? Good food.
Yeah.
Forget about St. Andrews. I'm talking about Costa's Greek
You're there
Eatery and
Tuesday.
Pizzeria.
I'm so
And we're going to be there Tuesday.
Oh, very excited.
And I think we might be off on Monday. I have to something popped up, and we might be doing a replay on the radio of the Bang Shack visit with Nikki yesterday because Jason
Sweet.
was so good on the air. So we might be back in action on Tuesday. Give you guys the day off on Monday. We'll have a long summer weekend because we're entitled to that.
Yeah.
We've worked long and hard in our lives, or at least Defo has. Um,
I've been pounding it every day for a long time, and it doesn't look like I'm going to have the opportunity to stop. So
yeah,
let's make some money and
because you
hopefully
love it
ride
so
it out.
much.
Yeah,
It's not because
I
you
don't
need to
mind
do
doing
it.
it.
When
I
you're
just
working
want to
with
do it.
Costas and
How could you
places
be
like
upset?
that,
Yeah.
it makes it worth it.
So Costa's great food. I mean, whether you want the pizza, the New York style pizza that also puts a Greek spin on it with the things like the spinach gorgonzola, or some of those Greek specialties. I mean, it is fantastic. The grape leaves that are huge, and stuffed grape leaves, and the souvlaki, and the spinach pie, and the Greek lasagna, that pastizio, and the moussaka. He has lamb chops there. You want to go check it out. 1940 Northeast 49th Street in Pompano Beach, just west of Federal Highway, about a mile or so north of Sample Road. Go to online, CostasGreekEateryPizzeria.com. You can check out the full menu. You could also order for takeout or delivery online. Better yet, go in there yourself, and you'll get to see Costa in action. He's a character. He'll throw plates, he'll scream Opa, and he'll treat you like long-lost family. Go to Costas. We'll be there Tuesday. Come on out before then. And I have a feeling Defo might be in there this weekend and pick up a little pizza. And because I planted the pepperoni pie seed, and they got that great pepperoni
It's
pepperoni
delicious.
pizza.
Yeah.
Check out Costas. It's open every day for lunch and dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox sent you.
I'm going to throw a shepherd's pie at this Morikawa, man. He keeps doing this. That's ugly. All right, back with the conclusion of today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
You like really good seafood, but maybe not in the fancy place? Even Keel Fish Shack. That's the place for you. I know it's the place for me, too. It's at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. It is a place for elevated food in a casual beachfront setting. They have good drinks. They got a great vibe. The chef owners, Brad and Dave, they come from a fine dining background. They had the original Even Keel Fish in Fort Lauderdale, but they moved over to this place in the last year. It is perfect. They're open every day for lunch and dinner. They also have brunch Friday through Sunday at noon. They have drink specials every day. They have happy hour 4 to 7 Monday through Friday. Some of the greatest deals around. You get the grilled oysters, 4 of them for $5. You can't beat that. All their food, the grilled octopus, the bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls. They have fish specials. They also have burgers and hot chicken sandwiches for the landlubbers out there. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack. Tell them Mayo and Defo sent you. If you're looking for an honest place with great food and tremendous value, Costas Greek Eatery and Pizzeria is the place for you. It's in Pompano Beach at 1940 Northeast 49th Street. It's just west of Federal Highway, just north of Sample Road, and it has not become my spot for Greek specialties like gyros, souvlaki, spinach pies, and pastizio, that's the Greek lasagna, and also thin, crisp New York-style Greek pizza. You got to go try some of their specialty pies like the gorgonzola and spinach. Oh, it's worth a special trip. Costa is a great guy. He has Queens, New York roots, but he's been in business in Broward for a long time. He's a great guy. He'll throw a plate, say Opa, and greet and treat you like long-lost relative. Costa's is open every day for lunch and dinner. They're on all the major delivery apps. You can also dine in or take out. Go to Costa's Greek Eatery and Pizza, where everyone is family. Hey, it's Mike Mayo for my friends at Visit Lauderdale. This summer, enjoy the good life for less in Greater Fort Lauderdale with Lauder Deals. Great deals on dining, hotels, attractions, spas, and more, all summer long. Start planning your summer getaway online at visitlauderdale.com/deals and see all the ways you can save. From miles of golden beaches to food and drink specials to pampering at celebrated resorts, your dream summer vacation awaits. Shop Lauder Deals now at visitlauderdale.com/deals. And that's it. We're done. We're out of time. Another week gone. I tell you, they're right. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes. Thanks for tuning in. Come on out to the Boca Burger Battle tomorrow. I'll be there judging. Come on out to Costas next Tuesday for the edition of the Lunchbox. Have a great weekend, Defo and Lubie. From Mike Mayo. I am Mike Mayo. We'll see. I am Mike Mayo, and that's it. Have a great weekend, and remember to enjoy every sandwich.